Most of the time when you see a pitcher get hurt in a major way, it's pretty obvious that something's not right immediately after. Generally involving a guy stalking around the mound and then coming off without having thrown another pitch, or, in the case of a lower body injury, immediately getting carted off the field. But back in 2009, we saw a pitcher tear his hamstring, and then, because of the actions of one of the most infamous trainers of all time, attempt to throw a warm-up pitch, resulting in one of the more brutal scenes you'll ever see from a non-contact injury on a baseball field. John Niese was facing the Cardinals in the second inning of an August game, managing to induce a ground ball to first base on a 1-2 offering, racing to cover the bag as the throw from Daniel Murphy was returned by Jose Reyes, a strike that beat the runner, but because Niese wasn't on the bag, didn't end up resulting in a double play. However, as he stretched to get the toss, he inadvertently did a pretty painful-looking split, with a little popping motion being able to be seen in his right leg. This brought trainer Ray Ramirez to the mound, a guy iconic for his mishandling of a number of Mets. So much so, in fact, that even over 15 years after this play first occurred, there were comments on a post that concerned it, like this. Crazy. Anyway, Ramirez, in his infinite wisdom, despite the graphic nature of the look of the injury, decided to have Niese, who looked physically uncomfortable even walking at slow speeds around the mound, throw a warm-up pitch. And it went about as well as you'd expect, with him crumbling to the ground immediately after. Now, I'm not saying that this warm-up pitch itself was what tore the hamstring, but you could see that he seemed relatively okay proceeding, meaning that it, at the very least, aggravated it beyond belief. An unnecessary sequence of events that ended up contributing to John needing to be helped off the field, missing the rest of the season as a result. And for those that are going to say it's unfair to call out Ramirez here because he himself probably didn't know the extent of the injury, keep in mind that in the dugout, even back then, they had access to video. He could have, and more than likely did post-play, examine the slow-mo, and yet still had Niese try to execute an athletic maneuver on that knee. So, yeah, Mets fans. While 2025 certainly didn't go the way you would have liked, at least you don't have this dude in your dugout patching up your players anymore.
Alright everybody, if you made it this far, I appreciate you watching, and if you did, consider checking out any of these other videos on your screen right now for other content just like this. Also, if you ever see anything you'd like to see me detail in the video, feel free to reach out to my email, basebpoet@gmail.com, and if I end up using your idea, I'll give you a shout out. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day.